Oh, this is heavy.
So you're in the old shop. 3 months go by. Things are getting crazy.
And yeah, I'll say from the perspective of starting a business, you want to give yourself parameters, but at the same time, you kind of have to throw yourself completely into your business if you want it to succeed.
So how did you guys? How did y'all work that out? So he's got the record store, and he's splitting the rent with you to do.
Yeah.
So y'all are just like 50.
No. It was kind of like
because your
like I was
small.
subletting that area.
Okay.
And then when I brought AP on, he just kind of increased it a little bit.
Gotcha.
And that's the way that worked.
And how long were you guys in that space?
5 years. Bro.
Yeah, almost 5 years. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I did not know it was that long.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
June 6, 2015.
Yeah, I was at the time I was just coming to shop for records. Like I knew he was in there, and I'd come in, I'd dap him up, we talk a little shit. I'd get records, and one day I went to buy some records, and Dan was like, "Yo, we should consider coming to work with us." And I was like, "Yeah, that shit would be dope." Blah blah blah, but nothing came from it, right? And I didn't know how serious it was. And then I talked to him about it. Like one day I think I DJ'd in there, right?
Yeah, because they have like shows and stuff in the back. They were doing
yeah.
all kinds of stuff. And that's all pre-COVID, but like
exactly.
it was rad, man.
This was
always something.
2015.
Yeah.
So I went in there and did a show, and then I talked to him, and he was like, "Yo, you should consider coming in." At the time I was working corporate. I'm married. I have kids. I don't really have time to fuck around. I knew I wanted to do barbering. I was in school.
I think I was just like, yo, if I buy a second chair, like we can fit a second chair over here. I've already done the measurements. We can get like a little station or something you can put your stuff on. Like, would you be cool with coming on just the weekends, if you wanted to do that? And he was like, yeah, I could probably do that. And he straight up worked 7 days a week for what, a full year?
Yeah.
Was it a full year?
It was 11 months. But
11 months. Sure. And then he finally came on full time after I was like harassing him at work.
It was bad. I was like my phone would be blowing up. It would be like,
I would do the math on how many cuts I
like
turned away, and I was like, you would have made, this amount of money. Do the math on what you make a day working at the bank.
And I'm sure you're getting hit up to like, hey, man, can you do Tuesday? And you're like, no.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. It kind of snowballed into that. Like I was there Saturdays and Sundays at the shop, and I saw my clientele go from like, seven people a day to like 15, and it started getting crazy. And then I started leaving my bank job during lunch.
Cutting
I do
hair
2
on your
cuts.
lunch
break. Like 2 or 3 cuts during lunch break.
I'll call my wife and I like, babe, I'm not coming home. Like after work, I'm gonna go do some cuts. And it got to a point where it's like I can't do it. So this fool left for a week, and
to go to Disney World. Shout out Disney World.
Shout out Disney World. And he was like, "Yo, you want to cover me?" So my boss at the time, he knew what I was doing. Matter of fact,
he was one of your first clients, right?
He was, not only my first client, but I had to do one-on-ones with him every month, and he would send me an email that said one-on-one Seasick Records, and I would have to go and cut his hair during our one-on-one. So he was super cool. Okay. Shout out Mike.
That's rad.
Shout out Mike.
Mike is and shout out to fucking bad 80s metal music.
Oh, dude. He shows us pictures of him with like a mullet going to Bon Jovi shows and shit.
What's that? Tesla.
No, Tesla.
He likes Tesla and shit.
He equates YouTube views with like how good things are sometimes. So he was like, dude, you never Tesla, dude. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck that is. I was born in '89. He's like, nah, dude, like I know you've heard this. And he like pulled up the YouTube video.
Legit.
And I was like, dude, I've never heard this in my life. I swear to you, I've never heard this. He's like, oh, blown away. That's got like 1.5 million views. So I'm like
everybody's heard this.
It's just like 14 dudes just playing it nonstop every fucking day.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. So well, I lost my train of thought. I guess.
So barber school, you're super busy. And
yeah, no. At this time, I think I had gotten licensed already, like fully licensed, and I just made a decision. I covered for him a whole week, and I just did a shitload of haircuts.
He's hanging out with Mickey, and you're
I'm hanging out with Mickey, and I'm fucking just making bread.
He's hanging out with Washington,
dope man,
and Lincoln.
Yeah, I was feeling like a fucking dope man, low key. But I came home, and I remember I told my wife, I was like, babe, I think I'm gonna quit my job.
Wow.
And she was like, and she's the most supportive, woman. And she said, if that's what you want to do and that's what's gonna make you happy, fuck it, let's do it.
That's awesome.
I quit my fucking job. Seasick was open. That second location had only been open for 3 months, and we just started working together. I think I talked to Newman then. I don't know if you remember this, but I was like, I'm not leaving my job to work for you. I wanna be a part of it. And he was like, no problem, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's why he's a fucking champ.
I think he had contact with other shops in the past who just like, or had heard things about other shops in the past where people will just like put your clippers and spray water on your clippers and like rust them out if you're doing like good clean haircuts and shit.
Well,
like they
it was
like
just
they
some
they
hate,
don't like hater shit. Like they don't.
Not towards me, but I like you hear like horror stories when you're in school about like, you know, I don't know,
dude. I don't know about the insides of like.
Yeah.
You know,
So, and I think
Cutthroat, man.
me telling him like, I just want you to make money.